Hey guys, Brad with Monero Marine. Here's our next project. This is the result of an accident with another boat, and trust me, the other boat didn't fare as well as this one. So there, the hole is from the stanchion of the rail, and that stanchion ended up going right through the deck. Here's the next stanchion. You can see the bolt sheared off there. Cracked all the way to the next stanchion. So I'm going to show you all the steps we take to fix this. Step 1, remove the railing. That is done. You can see the bolts are still holding. Rub rails coming off all around. We're now at the mold at our storage location, and I've taped off where we are going to lay up the section. We've put our parting wax on, and now we're just brushing the gel coat on. Once that's cured, we're going to skin it. A few hours later, the gel coat has cured, so now we're doing a skin layer with 2 matte. We've added 2 more matte, and it's cured, so we are going to throw the wedges in there and get it out of here. We'll finish up with more glass and wood after.
Like this.
Well, that came off so nicely. Before we fix the deck, we have to fix the hull. So there was 3 cracks in the hull right at the edge there. So we're in the process of grinding and glassing those. And then we have to spray them, and then we can proceed with the deck. The hull repair is done, so now we can fix the deck. The end is just cracked, so we're grinding that out. We're going to glass that. Here's the piece we'll be adding. Now once the piece is added to the boat, it's going to overlap the hull, so we won't have access to add any more fiberglass along this flange edge. So we've done that now. It's got some matte roving and matte on there. Here is the piece that's going to get fused onto the boat. Now once this is on, we'll have no access to the edge because it's going to be overlapping onto the hull. So before we put that on, we've added all the glass we need to build up this edge. This section's been glassed and faired and ready for gel coat. And we've placed the new piece on top and traced around. And you can see the line, I think. So that's the maximum we can cut out. But we're going to cut a little less and see how the edge is. Then we'll trace the new piece and cut that one. Here's the line we're going to cut on. Let's get cutting. We've fit the ends, and then we held it in place and traced on the inside, and now we're going to cut it for a very close fit, but it'll still need to be trimmed. Did lots of grinding and we got it fit pretty good. So next we have to remove the wood away from the cut. Inside the boat, you see we've cut the wood back from the cut edge, and we have tapered the glass as well. The surface has now been ground down all around the joint to a fairly fine tapered edge. We've drilled new mounting holes. We now have the piece exactly where we want it. We had to line up the top along here, along the joint, most importantly at these corners here at both ends, and we want it all flush. So yeah, we used weights and even wood braced against the wall, some hot glue. So now we're ready to glass it from the inside. We have glassed the inside with 4 1/8 mat and 1 roving along the corner there. We've pasted 3/8 plywood into place using Polybond and headed up with some sticks. The wood has been all faired and glassed over with 2 mat, so we're done inside with the exception of gel coating it. We have completed the glassing of the joint using multiple layers of matte fiberglass. The joint has been filled and sanded many times over, and it's now ready to spray the gel coat. We've got it masked off and ready for spraying. Alright, I just finished spraying the gel coat, and now we'll pull the paper and let it cure, then we'll sand. We wet sanded starting at 320 grit down to 600 grit, then we polished. Next, we are going to tape off the edge there to do the non-skid. We've rolled on the non-skid and it looks great. So what we did, we used the same gel coat as the sides here, and we've added stuff called Cabasil. So it's just a powder that thickens it up, and then we rolled it on with a 3-inch roller like this. So you don't want it too thick. I did have it too thick at some places, so you just roll it out on a piece of cardboard to take off some of the gel coat, and just keep rolling. Now it has a very aggressive pattern compared to the existing, which is a lot smooth, worn down a bit. So we just take this piece of Scotch-Brite pad and just scuff it up, and that takes the sharpness out of that. And that's it. So that completes this job. Thanks for watching.